everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be doing championship predictions for game week 18. So let's just get started with Sheffield United versus Sunderland. Now Sheffield United and Sunderland, both of them, they've done much more as what I expected them to do at the start of the season. Um, Especially Sunderland, they are fourth in the championship right now. They were top of the league for a very long time, but they have dropped off because they have drawn a lot of games in a row. But Sheffield United, I expected to be like mid-table because of their awful season in the Premier League, where they got 16 points and the most goals conceded in a Premier League season ever. So yeah, they're both doing quite well, to be honest, for what I thought anyway. But this game, I can only see one outcome here, and it's another draw. Uh, um, Sunderland's. I don't know if they could take this, but I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw between them. Sunderland, this would be very bad for them because I think if they draw this game, they'll draw like 5 or 6 games in a row. One of those two. Really not good, but I'm going to go 1-1. Sheffield United 1, Sunderland 1. Next game is Middlesbrough against Hull. Middlesbrough, I talked about inconsistency last week. They lost 1-0 at home to Blackburn. Blackburn's goal was offside, but still. Um, yeah, not good from a Middlesbrough point of view to be that inconsistent, to like score so many goals and then just not score any and concede in the game. They concede a lot of goals, Middlesbrough do. Um, but I don't think they will against Hull, to be honest. They're inconsistent as hell. I wouldn't be surprised if they lose this game, but Hull have been terrible this season. They are in the relegation zone in the Championship, so I can see nothing else other than a Middlesbrough win, and I'm going to go 3-0. So Middlesbrough 3, Hull 0. Next is Oxford against Millwall. This game, um, yeah, Millwall are doing really well this season, aren't they? In ninth place in the Championship, and Oxford, while I still don't think they'll go down, they're definitely in the battle now because they sit 18th, and I really hope. To be honest, I really like both of these teams, and I want Oxford to do well this season. But the only thing I can see is a Millwall win, and it's going to be 2-0. So Oxford 0, Millwall 2. The next game is Watford against QPR. Watford are in the top 6 in the Championship, and QPR are in the relegation zone. So for me, this is nailed on for a Watford win. But never write off the underdog in the Championship. Anything could happen. And I do expect QPR to score in this game, but I think Watford, in the little bits of them I've seen this season, they look very good. So I'm going to back QPR to score, but I think it'll be 3-1 Watford. So Watford 3, QPR 1. The next game is Blackburn against Leeds. Blackburn done very, very well, much better than expected. I expect them to get relegated this season, and definitely not anymore. They sit 8th in the Championship. Leeds, they're first, but everyone knew they would be first. Everyone expected them to win the league. Yeah, so I think Leeds win, but again, Blackburn could definitely win this game. Yeah, I could see either way here, but Blackburn will definitely score, but Leeds, I think they'll just be too much for them. So I'm gonna go for a 2-1 win for Leeds. So Blackburn 1, Leeds 2. Next game is Bristol City versus Plymouth. Bristol City, they've dropped down to 12th in the Championship, and I wouldn't be surprised that's where they finish. They finish sort of in that range for most seasons, to be honest, between like 8th and 16th. They always finish between them in that mid-table. No, I don't think they won't go up this season. They won't go down probably ever again. They're just like a consistent mid-table Championship team, and Plymouth, well, I still think they have a chance of staying up. They're not out of it yet, and Plymouth away from home have not been good, but Bristol City, I think they're quite boring, to be honest. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 win for Bristol City. Next game is my team Coventry, and we take on Cardiff. It's just been announced that Frank Lampard is our manager, and I could talk all day about how I feel about that appointment. I feel like with the new manager bounce and everything, we will win this game. Um, by a decent amount. I think Frank Lampard might have waited for an easier game like Cardiff to like be really emphatic in his opening game to win by a lot, and I hope we do. I'm predicting us to win by a lot, and I think it's going to be Coventry 4, Cardiff 1, so 4-1 win for Coventry. That that's basically a curse now, so it'll be 2-1 to Cardiff probably, but I'm gonna go 4-1. Next game is Norwich against Luton. Norwich at home score so many goals, like they score so many goals at home, and Luton they've just lost 3-0 away to Leeds. I think it was at Leeds. It might have been. No, yeah, it was at Leeds. Um, Norwich they score so many goals, and Luton really have not been very good this season. So I can see an outcome. Norwich have won a game 4-0 at home this season against Hull, and I think that will happen again here. I'm gonna go 4-0 Norwich. Norwich 4, Luton 0. But I really hope not, because Luton I do really like as a club. But I hope they don't lose by a lot. But I'm gonna go 4-0 Norwich. Next game is Preston versus West Brom. West Brom just keep drawing, and it's got to change at some point. But I don't think it'll be this game. Um, but yeah, Preston are decent. They did all right last season, I think. But against West Brom, it'll be tough to get anything from it. But I can only see a draw because that's what West Brom been doing this time, and they're definitely not losing. So I'm gonna go 2-2, Preston to West Brom 2, because that's just what West Brom do. They just draw to everyone. Next game is Stoke versus Burnley. I'm just gonna say the score, just get it out of the way. It's gonna be 1-0 Burnley, just because how they play against us. They played the worst football I've ever seen, and I'm sorry if you're a Burnley fan, but you can admit that football's horrible to watch. Like they did win 2-0 against us, but we didn't look very good on the day. Um, and Stoke, they're doing all right. They're definitely doing all right, but it's gonna be 1-0 Burnley because that's just how they play. The next game is Swansea against Portsmouth. Portsmouth are currently bottom of the Championship, and I actually expect them to stay up at the start of the season. Probably not anymore because, you know, like if you're down there at this point in the Championship, there's not. I think I don't know actually. They definitely could still stay up, 100%, but it's just whether they will or not. They're currently bottom, but Swansea 11th in the Championship. They're doing fine. And I expect another win from them. It's going to be 2-0 Swansea. And the final game is Derby against Sheffield Wednesday. Derby are much better at home. I don't care that they've just lost 2-1 at home to Swansea, but yeah, Derby much better than they are at home. Sheffield Wednesday not doing as well as I expected them to at the start of the season. I expected them to be like around 8th, I think, at the start of the season. Not doing as well as I thought they would, but they might be up there at the start of the season, at the end of the season. I mean, um, it could go anywhere for Sheffield Wednesday, but I'm gonna go for a Derby win as they are much better at home, and I'm gonna go 2-1 Derby. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please remember to like, and I'll see you next time. Bye.